So here we are. The winners of round 2. We got Team Dinglehoppers versus Tim. Now, Dinglehoppers only barely managed to win their last match. It took the final map in the final round for them to secure their victory against the shit show. So it might be a challenge for them because Tim took out blue balls with no effort at all. 2-0 both maps and 2-0 the whole match. So this one could be fairly interesting. Alrighty. Without further ado, execute.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, it looks like John Jacob of the Dinglehoppers will probably get to the point first. But I forgot that Team Tim had Tim on their team, though. And it looks like Team Tim is on the point first. And it looks like they have more of a presence on the point, where Team Dinglehoppers was at the bottom. It looks like Tim has taken out 2 of them, but George is on his way to taking down Team Tim slowly. We had a bit of an interruption.
Alert. The control point has been contested.
It looks like Team Tim has a hold on the point. Schmit is going onto the point along with Johann. Jingleheimer also there, while the rest of the team is trying to get to the point, but they do have a level 1 on the point. The Dinglehoppers really need to get Tim's off the point, and they do. Ooh, but Tim gets a nice headshot on Schmit. That sentry is going to prove lethal, though, killing the Demoman. Also, Tim getting Johann. Oh, and George not finding a pick. That is very bad for Team Dinglehoppers. And they successfully end Tim getting George. This is not great for the Dinglehoppers. We got the Uber popped on point. And it looks like another team wipe on the side of Dinglehoppers. Or Tim, however you want it, which perspective you have. George still trying to go for the sentry, but with Tim staying on it, cornered up. George causing Tim to retreat with the sentry gun. George gets the sentry and tries to get the engineer, but misses a stab. Ooh. And the dispenser gets taken off as Tim replaces his sentry. This is not looking good for Team Dinglehoppers. They just cannot seem to spawn together or push together. The team presence of Team Tim is just dismantling them.
Mission ends in 30
George got a
seconds.
backstab, but shortly countered by Tim's headshot. And Tim, just with his minigun, is just shredding the enemy team. Looks like Jingleheimer and Johann are looking for something, but slowly, just quickly, actually get taken out
Mission
by
ends
Tim
in
and Tim.
10 seconds.
While Tim stays on the point. Dean, oh, George taking out Tim. But it's not going to be enough if they don't get on the point. John Jacob is now on the point. It's Tim taking out 2 people with body shots. And it looks like it's over for the Dinglehoppers in this first round. Team Tim just had too much of a presence on the point. Not looking good on the side of Team Dinglehoppers. They're 2 hard bots Two people not getting any points that round. This is not looking good for Team Dinglehoppers. Not at all. 15 compared to 4 on top frags. John Jacob is on the point, and so is Tim. They're exchanging fire. Ooh, but it is John Jacob that's taken out first. Tim's looking for a sentry spot behind blue side, but does not find it. And it looks like Tim and Tim are holding the back lines, but it's about even right now. George getting Tim, though. It looks like the Dinglehoppers are getting the point. And now the respawn wave is about to come in. Will they be able to hold the point? Especially with Tim. Tim and Tim together have been like shredding Team Dinglehopper. And they abandoned the point to chase after one person. But they do have an Uber 40% charge difference. It looks like Dean is setting a trap, but preemptively shoots it. Only Schmit is staying on the point. It's countering Tim and Tim. This is not good. Their heavy hitter, Schmit, is off the point. But Jingleheimer shows why he's a part of Team Dinglehoppers and the Uber pop. They overextend, though, allowing Tim to set a sentry on the point. This is not good for Team Dinglehoppers. Not at all.
The control point is being captured.
And it looks like Tim is taking advantage of this new defensive post. While Dean is trying to defend the point with stickies, he's not really being effective with it. Jingleheimer being countered by the sentry. John Jacob running straight into the sentry. And Dean also running straight into the sentry. While George is over here stuck on the geometry. Ooh, Jingleheimer missing Tim by a hair. But the sentry is zapped and it is going down. And George escapes. But Tim is on the bottom. George did get Tim, but will it be enough? They really need to recap the point. It looks like John Jacobs is trying to find the point. They need to take out that sentry gun, though. That is a really bad placement for... And John Jacob does it. But it's met by half the Team Tim. It's like Schmit is trying to get on pepper rockets on the point, but it's not going to be good enough. Jingleheimer on top of the point, but ignoring everyone on the point. This is not looking good as Team Tim has taken over the time advantage. And Dean's taken out and the sentry is starting to be built. Team Dinglehoppers have to rethink what they're doing, and quickly. John Jacobs on the point, but quickly gets taken out in the Uber pop. And Johann got taken out again. Meaning that they'll still have full advantage going into this next push from Team Dinglehut. Oh, we got George trying to get Tim on the point, and does. But the sentry quickly calls him out. George didn't assess the higher threat at the time, and Tim is defending with his rockets. And Jingleheimer and John Jacobs swiftly getting taken out. Looks like Schmit is not willing to give up the point quite yet, but it might be over. And that sentry is just too powerful. George really needs to start zapping that sentry so his team can push in. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Schmit is on the point, but gets obliterated by the sentry. George is throwing for his team. And it looks like that will be it for this round. It's not looking good for Team Dinglehoppers at the moment. They really need to stick together and push. Their main problem is with the last control point map is that they just didn't really push together. Now, we've seen this with at least a couple other teams where their King of the Hill presence was not that great, but on payload and control points, they just dominated. So we might see that here from Team Dinglehoppers, but that engineer, George really needs to go after that engineer once they get that sentry up, or it's just over for Team Dinglehoppers. They just don't have enough power to push past the sentry.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Team Tim is defending first here on Mercenary Park. We'll see if Tim puts his sentry in a decent place as this match begins. Ooh, not really a great place for his sentry. This first point might be easy for Team Dinglehoppers. Tim looking for an ammo pack, gets a large one.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, George is ready to lead spawn. No one's here to contest the team early. It looks like half of Team Tim is coming up to address them. Tim putting up a valiant defense. Jingleheimer pushing Tim back, distracting the entire team while Tim comes in with Tim and takes out half the team. George getting Tim. Dean getting headshot though by Tim. Schmidt's not taking that laying down, so Tim's going to find another location. Or stay in the same location. Looks like Jingleheimer is determined to get Tim, but Tim looks like he was aiming for Jingleheimer. But this is a big distraction from the point.
Our control point
That gets the sniper. The sentry has moved, but it is in a debatably worse point apart. Being blocked by everything. They can get on the point as long as they don't go out this side. They should be fine. Jingleheimer approaching point, but getting shredded down by Tim. And George getting killed by Tim for zapping the sentry. And the level 3 is now up. Schmit and Johann really need to address the point, but they're overextending because of Tim. But they get both Tims. Tim's looking after Jingleheimer, but loses him. But gets Dean instead. And now is after Schmit. Gets a headshot, but Johann healing Schmit is enough to prevent the death, but no, Tim got the kill, but also died for it. Ooh, and that was unfortunate by John Jacob. Extended too hard, but the double stab on the point from George will hopefully help them get back on the point. It's like John Jacob is back towards the point. But it looks like Team Tim is slow. The progress that George did taking them down has not worked and gets taken out. Jingleheimer going far behind to get For no in particular reason. This is very dangerous for Team Dinglehoppers. If they fail to cap this, all Team Tim will have to do is cap the first point. It is just not looking good at all for Team Dinglehoppers. George is trying to go in and get a stab. Dean is taking an alternate route to try to get to the point. Tim trying to get George, but does not find the kill. Dean trying to get Tim off the point and it's unsuccessful. But Tim is getting them off the point successfully. They were on the point. That was good progress, but they just decided to retreat. Ooh, and the air blast almost got him into the pit. Ooh, but Johann is down. This is not good. But Tim getting backstabbed. But Tim also reaching the point. If Schmit just peppers him a little bit more, no, the medic comes and saves him. But George takes out Tim, but it's a little too late. And it looks like Tim is back on the point. This could spell danger for the approaching John Jacob. But no, Tim decides to go up farther. Ooh, and that's unfortunate. Team Tim just reaches the point faster than the Dinglehoppers.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
In the melee kill from Tim, but also dying from the pipe.
Captured.
The sentry is not present, but they need to get on the point.
Alert. The control point has been contested.
Johann did not stand a chance. And it looks like they have full Uber on the point. And no one's standing on the point.
The control point has been captured.
Dean gets headshot for being too predictable. And now they're on the point, guarding on the point due to the capture.
The control point has been captured. Mission ends in 10
This is not looking good for Team Dinglehoppers. I don't think they will do it. The air blast fails.
3, 2, 1.
And that's the round for Team Dinglehoppers. All Team Tim has to do is cap the point. The difference is just night and day. Tim with 3 dominations, 22 kills and 4 deaths. While the top runner for the top kills for Team Dinglehoppers is 10-8. In the best ratio, 8-3.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
This is not looking good for Team Dinglehoppers. They're going to have to really defend this point. Apparently, George has already taken some damage, probably from fall damage, but is ready to strike at Team Tim whenever they leave spawn.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And they're off. Will George find a stab? It looks like he's just finding a better position, seeing where the opposition ends up. Ooh, but they find him out and try to get after him, so George needs to rethink his idea. They're all going in. Tim excited to put down a sentry. In the back line. It looks like Schmit shedding the first hit. But the sentry is going to prove tricky. And the Uber is popped. Schmit is too busy focusing on the sentry to even realize Team Tim over here trying to get in spawn. The spawn that doesn't exist for them yet. Tim is not pushing forward. I believe he thinks he's trying to defend this area despite the fact that he's on offense. And it looks like they are on the point. But it does not last long with Schmit taking out Tim and Tim taking out Schmit. We got a sentry built, but not in its bestest place. And it looks like George getting a backstab on Tim. And another backstab on Tim. And a third backstab on Tim. Team Tim needs to really recalibrate and get on that point. But they do not have a sentry to worry about. As long as Tim and Tim push on the point together, they have a chance. Ooh, Tim and Tim are on the point though, and abandon the point. Jingleheimer in the back lines, trying to find anything, but will walk. George making plays in the back lines while everyone sits on point. Tim getting Jingleheimer though, and John Jacob falls. And the Uber pops on the point. Schmit pushing hard though, and the Uber is gone and suffers the consequences of it. Tim really needs to get on the point. Walks right over the stickies. Oh, and Jingleheimer gets killed despite getting the reflex. And there we go. We might get our victory for Team Tim. It's not over yet, though. Ooh, Schmit dies. Can George save it for them? And it doesn't look like it will be so. Team Tim wins again. This is not looking great for Team Dinglehoppers. That's for damn sure. With George getting a 3-to-1 KD. Ooh, my gosh, it's 6-to-1 from Tim over there with 5 dominations. The only one not being George. These numbers are not looking good for Team Dinglehoppers.
10 seconds. 5, 4.
They really need to get on the point this time.
1.
And it looks like Tim is eager to get a quick shot off of someone. And attempts, but misses. Opts to use the SMG against Jingleheimer. And they get both take each other out.
The control point is being contested.
That is an interesting trade that they chose to go with. Ooh, and the Uber popped on point. Will they do anything with it? And they leave the point. Ooh, and the red Uber on point. And George getting the NG. But gets called out by Tim. John Jacob trying to make another attempt on the point. Looks like there's a bit of a team going on. Ooh, but John Jacob just falls.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
Looks like Schmit is coming in. With the help of Johann, this could be good. They just need to find the point.
Alert. The control point
John
is being
Jacob
captured.
really needs to help cap the point. And there goes all that precious cap time. Ooh, that almost was a great air blast, but due to Heavy's less... Ooh, and the Uber is popped again on the point. Looks like George is going for the sentry again. Gets it. But gets called out and dies for it. Gets the sentry, but doesn't get a follow-up. And it looks like Team Tim is pushing up a bit. Getting a little bit restless. Tim also looking down from the sights. Doesn't look like he's gonna find anything though. John, Jacob, and Dean are coming from the high top. Jingleheimer is low. Ooh, that sentry proving brutal for Dean. Now they have, if they keep going out that way, they have to address the sentry. And the Uber's on the point, but they are doing nothing with it. And the Uber's over, medic's down. This is not looking good for Dinglehoppers. If they lose this round, that's it. They're, well, not it for them, but that will be losers for them. Crocodilian. They try to get on the point. They're making a stand, but they just get taken out by the coordination of Team Tim. George is the only one left standing. Gets the backstab on Tim, but gets called out by everyone else.
The control point is being captured. The control point is being contested.
And it looks like John Jacob getting one of his first kills of the match. Second. They're getting presence on the point. But overextending to get the sentry will be our downfall. As Tim and Tim get on the point.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
They almost had it, but they went towards the sentry. They fucked around and they found out. They're making their final push, and it won't be enough. That's it. 15 Tim catch the point again. It's just over for the Dinglehoppers in this game.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Team Tim just dominating. Team Dinglehoppers. Highest kills. 50 compared to 22. That is over double the kills.
10 seconds.
The hard heavy
3.
is really carrying Team Tim. Gators. Ooh, it looks like George gets taken out by Tim. And it looks like the Uber is popped, but they barely do anything with it. No one is on the point. Team Tim, all they have to do is get on the point. And get on the point, they do. This is just free cap time for Team Tim. And it's over. And Team Tim sends the Dinglehoppers down to losers to face the shit show. Once again,